Lucia, and I work for We Are What We Do. And We Are What We Do is a not-for-profit company that creates things that, through their use, aims to have a positive effect on society or the environment. And about, well, every couple of years we choose a social or an environmental issue that we try to address through these products or services that we develop. And about 2 years ago, we chose to focus on the intergenerational divide. Impact of which has meant that history isn't being shared amongst young and old the way it used to be. Values are getting lost, aren't being transmitted. Skills in particular aren't being shared. And one big reason that we identified as to what's sort of fueling this divide is the fact that communications and forms of communications are very different amongst young people and older people. And internet buttons try to address this by contributing, I suppose, to digital inclusion as much as it possibly could to ensure that everyone is kind of on a par when it comes to their preferred means of communicating with each other.
In what way do you see this intergenerational divide manifesting itself? I mean, how are you talking about older people feeling kind of disenfranchised and excluded?
Sure. I think, well, for starters, there's a really perceptions amongst sort of each of the groups are fueling it as well. Don't want to get into them specifically, but
go on.
There's a lot of evidence that young and old are living in different worlds, fueled mainly by misconceptions of each other.
And what sort of response have you had from young people? Because you have this sort of young people who then help older people.
Sure,
I mean, it's not always young and old people. I'm sure there are plenty of young people who probably don't know how to work together.
It's, very broadly that anyone who's sort of nervous about it, regardless of what age they are, and anyone who's very savvy when it comes to the internet is in a position to help them.
So it's sort of mentoring in a way.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, one big insight was that there's about 2/3 of people that are offline that know someone that they trust who's willing to help them, which was sort of the starting point for the whole thing. But some effects or some benefits to younger people. I mean, we saw recently someone had created some internet buttons for their parents, and he put a button on there for his Amazon wish list. So as a way of, benefiting, I guess, the mentors, that's one way. But
very smart too.
I think it's, first and foremost, I think it's the time spent together to set them up, but also what it's meant to do is to get you into the internet, and we obviously can't take credit for any of the great services that are out there that are helping these new users communicate more with people in their lives, be it family or friends. So,
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's hear, if you could pass on the microphone. We can